Tourism is the #1 service that we export. #1. And that means jobs. More money spent by more tourists means more businesses can hire more workers. It's a pretty simple formula.
Welcome back to Harvard. That was President Obama speaking this afternoon, actually, about boosting tourism in the U.S. to create jobs. He was in Disney World, home of the Magic Kingdom. It turned out he may need the goodwill because, by all indications, the 2012 race is shaping up to be one of the most negative ever. This week, Obama came out swinging, of course, against his critics. Today, his campaign debuted its first ads of the season, defending his record on energy and ethics. He certainly has his work cut out for him. A new CBS New York Times poll shows independent voters are mostly unhappy with the job he's doing. In 5 days, the president will give his last State of the Union address before the election. What does he need to say, and what kind of a campaign is he setting up? U.S. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz of Florida is the chair of the Democratic National Committee. Thank you for joining us, Congresswoman. You know, I'm looking at these ads the president's putting on the air, and I hate to say it for his sake, they're defensive. He's defending himself against the huge spending by the Koch brothers out there, blasting him on Solyndra, that subsidy to that energy company. Is this going to be a defensive campaign?
Well, on the contrary, Chris, I think what President Obama is doing and what the campaign is doing is making it very clear that there is a dramatic contrast in the way President Obama has handled his presidency. In terms of ethics, he has made sure that we have the most stringent ethics policy in the administration that there really ever has been. He's established clearly that when it comes to money in politics, that we want to make sure that the grassroots activists have an opportunity to influence and participate in campaigns as opposed to special interests and lobbyists and federal PACs, which President Obama does not accept funding from, contributions from. And then when it comes to this economy and the kind of economy that we want to have, we want one that is going to promote green jobs. We want to make sure that we tout President Obama's record on promoting green jobs and transitioning our economy when it comes to energy from one that is dependent on foreign oil as the primary source of our energy needs to alternative energy sources that don't rely on fossil fuels, which we know are finite. President Obama has a remarkable record as president, and we're touting it.
Let's take a look at the ad that touts it. Here's the president's own ad defending and actually advertising his policies.
Secretive oil billionaires attacking President Obama with ads fact-checkers say are not tethered to the facts, while independent watchdogs call this president's record on ethics unprecedented. And America's clean energy industry, 2.7 million jobs and expanding rapidly. For the first time in 13 years, our dependence on foreign oil is below 50%. President Obama kept his promise to toughen ethics rules and strengthen America's energy economy.
Congresswoman and Madam Chairman, this is a tough challenge for your party and for your points of view on energy and ethics. Here you have the president putting $1.3 million into an ad campaign, and that was an example of it, up against a $6 million campaign run by the Koch brothers, blasting him on this issue.
Well, while the Republicans are engaged in their circular firing squad and embracing extremism and running as far to the right as humanly possible, President Obama and our team are in the process of standing up the most dynamic, robust grassroots presidential campaign in history. And we're also, at the same time, not going to take lying down false accusations, mixed characterizations, and distortions of the president's record. And as a Floridian, Chris, I can tell you, particularly as the Florida primary on the Republican side approaches, I know that Florida's pristine environment that is so dependent on that $65 billion tourism industry that President Obama helped boost today with his "We Can't Wait" announcement on tourism, that it can't rely on the dependence that we have on fossil fuels, on drilling for ever more oil. We saw what happened with the BP oil spill off the coast of Florida, devastating the Panhandle's tourist-based economy. We can't allow that to happen again, and that's what the entire Republican field would have us do.
Well, here's Newsweek columnist Andrew Sullivan writing a strong defense of the Obama administration this week. He points to a number of triumphs in the president's first term. Let's take a look. Quote, "A depression averted. The auto industry bailout was successful. The Iraq war ended. Bin Laden is dead. And a pair of liberal appointments to the United States Supreme Court." And the question I have to ask is, why doesn't the White House try to use these successes more? You know, you got Andrew Sullivan out there, an erstwhile or a sometime conservative. You know, you probably saw the big cover piece in Newsweek this week. Boy, what a great case he made for the historic efforts and successes of this president. Is your party or is the president doing
as
good a job selling his record as this independent voice did?
You know, there's always room for improvement. I think we need to continue to make sure that people understand that there is a dramatic contrast between the two directions that we could go after November 6th. The direction that President Obama's taken us, including the Affordable Care Act, which made sure that millions of Americans are going to be able to remain on their parents' insurance. 2.5 million young people now are insured who weren't before, thanks to the Affordable Care Act. Seniors in my state and across the country have that donut hole, the prescription drug wage gap in Medicare, closed and beginning to close so that they can make sure that they don't have to choose between medicine and meals. There are countless examples that we'll be talking about, as opposed to the direction the Republicans would take us, which is to keep the wind at the backs of people who are already doing quite well.
Thank you so much. As always, U.S. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's chair of the Democratic National Committee. Let's go to Ron Reagan, political commentator and author of a great book, My Father at 100. Ron, it's great to have you on. Again, I go back to the question. It seems like that independent voice out there, Andrew Sullivan, has done a rock'em sock'em jogga of pointing out the historic advances of this president in a way that even the White House flacks, if you will, haven't been able to do.
Yeah, it's true, and they do need to do a better job of that. And as you ran down that list, I was struck that there were things for people on the left, and there were things for people like getting bin Laden for people on the right. So it's a pretty broad list of accomplishments there. But back to that $6 million that the Koch brothers are about to drop on Obama's head, accusing him of being a gangster-style politician who's running a pay-to-play government. And let's just forget for a moment the irony of the Koch brothers being angry at somebody for subsidizing energy. The government's been subsidizing them for a long time. But here's my question to the Koch brothers. If this is true of President Obama, if he is running a pay-to-play government, why are you spending all this money on ads? Why don't you just pay him? Because apparently he'd do whatever you asked him to do. But I guess it doesn't quite work that way.
Well, that doesn't work. And the concern I have, and this is as a citizen, as well as somebody who cares about these policies, if you can just drop millions and millions and millions of dollars in an anonymous ad, basically and destroy somebody on one particular little thing that he may be completely innocent on, but you've picked it out, and there's no limit to how many you can saturate the country with these ads.
That's right.
And you don't have to put the name Mitt Romney on the ad.
That's right. We're in the post-Citizens United era here. Millions and millions of dollars are going to be dumped on Obama and other people, as we've seen. Obama has to respond to this, and I think he has to do it proactively and not just be responding to negative ads.
How do you respond to people shooting at you from every direction? That's my concern. You defend yourself on one front, then they hit another front. How much money can the president raise is a question I got. Can he raise enough, do you believe, to offset, to play defense?
Well, he raised an awful lot last time, didn't he? I think he's doing pretty well in the money race, but he's got to start running his own ads. He's got to start countering this stuff. Middle of the country, that's all people are going to see are these Koch brothers ads.
It's a bitter war going on right now.
It's going to get very ugly. Thank
you so much. As always, Ron Reagan.